This week's weekly ritual is dedicated to the people of Beirut, Lebanon, following the horrible explosion that devastated their great city. If you'd like to find ways to help, there's links below. What's up, everybody? I'm Keithy, and welcome back to the Weekly Ritual, Ghost Cult Magazine's weekly news show on YouTube. Let's get started. 3 more legends have crossed over the Rainbow Bridge to Valhalla this week. Alan Peters, one of the original bassists of Agnostic Front, died last week. The news of his passing was revealed by the band on social media. Alan played on 2 seminal AF records, And Justice 4, and live at CBGB's. Very first time I saw Agnostic Front, Alan was on bass, and he was a hero and a legend. Rest in peace, Alan. Legendary guitar player Trini Lopez died this week. Trini was a fabulous guitar player in eclectic styles. He had a signature guitar. Dave Grohl of Foo Fighters has played his signature Trini Lopez guitar for 25 years, maybe almost close to 30 years, and he paid a loving tribute to Trini on social media. Rest in peace, Trini. And finally, in our death notices, Martin Birch, the legendary producer of such bands as Fleetwood Mac, Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, and of course all the seminal early Iron Maiden records, passed away this week at 71. News of his death was broken on social media by the great David Coverdale of Whitesnake. Rest in peace, Martin, and to all our fallen heroes. We send our condolences to their family, friends, and fans. And now for some features you may have missed this week in Ghost Cult. We interviewed Rose from Black Rose Maze. Her self-titled debut album is out now on Frontiers SRL Records. We talked to Rose all about her new album, working with Jeff Scott Soto, her time in Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and her love of NHL hockey. We also interviewed Luca and Chad from Necrot. Necrot's brand new album, Mortal, is coming out on Tank Crimes Records August 28th. And now, for the news rundown. Terrible news as L.G. Petrov, the legendary death metal singer of Entombed and more recently Entombed AD, has revealed that he has incurable cancer, believed to be leukemia. He shared a photo of himself getting chemotherapy, and the doctors are taking aggressive treatment to try to help him. He's launched a GoFundMe, which I'm pleased to say has already been almost 80% fulfilled. I think they're trying to raise about $57,000 US. Checked out the conversion to Swedish kroners, and of course we want LG to get all the care and treatment he can, and we hope he can beat this thing. In some good news, Converge had put out a Entombed tribute EP several years back with various covers of their classic Wolverine blues, and Converge has announced that they will donate 100% of their current proceeds from that EP to LG's GoFundMe. Pretty cool. If you want to help, the link will be below where you can also donate. Finally, on to some good news. Iranian death metal band Arsemes has actually escaped the country after being sentenced to 15 years in jail for performing satanic metal. This is a story that's been followed closely by the global metal community. It's not the first time that part of the world has sentenced metal bands to long jail terms or worse, death. As of now, Arsemes has put a message out. They didn't feel they were rightly accused. They do play metal. They do focus on common themes of their region and their homeland, but they do not consider themselves a satanic band. They are safe and out of the country. They will not say where they are for their own safety. You can check out their message to fans at the link below. As we continue to recover from the global pandemic, the very first socially distanced outdoor festival was held this past week in Newcastle on Tyne in the UK. Sam Fender performed for over 2,500 fans, spaced out on 500 platforms of 3 or 4 for seating or standing. Each platform had hand sanitizer and a little fridge, as well as plentiful bathrooms for everybody. This may be the next model of drive-in theater, socially distanced outdoor festivals and shows. They're certainly not very lucrative to have only 2,500 people at a venue that can hold many thousands of people. I'm not really that familiar with Sam Fender, but cool for him, cool for fans that they got to go out and experience perhaps what is the first step in us getting our concerts and tours back. Mr. Bungle has finally dropped new music. Raping Your Mind, a new single and sick animated video, is out right now from their upcoming full-length album, The Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny. This is really more of their hardcore thrash metal, death metal style. Longtime Bungle heads want to see the genre-blending, chameleon style hopping of the later band, but couldn't have a better band to pull it off with players like Scott Ian and Dave Lombardo in the band now, along with their classic members Trevor Dunn and Trey Spruance. On to some more news. We have some big Metallica news this week. Tons of Metallica news, actually. If you don't like Metallica that much, it's kind of like getting a needle at the doctor's office. Just close your eyes, it'll be over pretty quick. Metallica announced they'll be playing their first show since the S&M concerts a year ago. The band will be recording at a remote location a live concert that will then be broadcast on August 29th at drive-in theaters all over the world. Pretty awesome. The cost is about $120 per car, and each ticket per car bought will get you 4 downloads of their upcoming new album, S&M 2. That's actually pretty genius, a pretty cool way to sell a lot of records if you're Metallica, which already sells a lot of records. But pretty good for them to promote the appearance. They performed on the Howard Stern Show this week and played 3 songs via video. Also this week, Metallica released a boot collaboration with Wolverine work boots. I'm not sure who's buying these Wolverine boots, but Metallica doesn't do a lot of stuff that fails or doesn't sell, so pretty cool on them. And last and not least, the Black Album turned 29 years old this week and somehow re-entered the charts because the Black Album sells a ton of records every week, digital and otherwise, and it actually re-entered the Billboard charts for the first time in a few years. And actually has never left the Billboard 200 in many years, but actually entered the top 100. Very impressive. Good for Metallica. Slipknot frontman Corey Taylor gave an interview this week in which he said that Stone Sour has officially gone on indefinite hiatus, and the band has, quote, run its course for now. This shocked some fans, but this has been the case for quite a while, where the band has basically said they are on hiatus. They're releasing some demo stuff on YouTube, but basically not doing much. While Corey works on a solo record, focuses on Slipknot and even a new book he's working on. Kind of a bummer. Stone Sour's had a huge, enormous run, and perhaps they'll come back after a few years off. Tons of bands are either dropping new music or will drop new music in the near future. As we've been talking about, with the fall coming up and a lot of records pushed back to the fall, the already heavy release schedule looks to be that much more packed. Drop Dead dropped a new single and a video for Flesh and Blood. Drop Dead's the awesome Rhode Island-based vegan straight edge band. They're anti-consumerist, anti-war. They're all awesome. We followed the band for many years. Their new album comes out next month on Armageddon label records. Industrial metal band Bile has come back from the dead to drop a brand new single, Children of the Gun. You can check that out on their Bandcamp. Bile, It's Been Too Long. Sub-Zero is going to drop a new single in September, House of Grief. That'll be from their forthcoming new record coming out on Upstate Records. Big shout out to Mario on Upstate Records. Sub-Zero is a legendary tri-state area band. Can't wait for them to come back. Obsessed is releasing a live album, Live at the Big Dipper. The album will have their classic early lineup as they celebrate 40 years as a band this year. That'll come out on Blues Funeral Records next month. Armored Saint, they dropped their first new single, End of the Attention Span, from the upcoming album Punch the Sky, coming out on Metal Blade Records in mid-October. David Ellefson, Megadeth's No Cover LP, is coming out soon, and he dropped another new single, Alviderzane, a cover from Cheap Trick, featuring Dave, Al Jorgensen Ministry, and his frequent collaborator Frank Bello of Anthrax. Super excited for this David Ellefson covers album. Dave's been very busy, as well as he's busy recording the new Megadeth album right now in Nashville. Daughters, the seminal noise metal band, has launched a Patreon campaign. The band hopes to engage their fans on a weekly basis with fresh content all the time, and you can sign up for that at the link below. If you enjoy this video and other Ghost Cult content, please like and subscribe at the bell right there. You get notified every time Ghost Cult drops a brand new video. At least 3 videos every week. Quick look at who rules in streaming. All the bands helping out by sharing covers and doing live streams on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and other streaming platforms. Rob Flynn did another one of his acoustic Friday sessions on the Machine Head YouTube. Rob plays acoustic guitar, he drinks a beer, he shoots the shit, and he plays a lot of covers. This week he played covers by Machine Head, of course, but also Alice in Chains, Shinedown, and a bunch of other bands. Charlie Benante and Frank Bello of Anthrax teamed up with Mark Asageda to cover U2's In the City of Blinding Lights. All 3 members of the bands are big U2 fans, apparently, and did a very fair and faithful cover, I'd say, of the track.
And now for a quick look at all the albums coming out this week, August 14th, 2020. Bear Mace, Charred Field of Slaughter. Black Tractor, The Wonders of the Invisible World. Death Cave, Smoking Mountain. Fermentor, Continuance. Grimgots, Sagas, Epic Power Metal. Hailstorm released their new EP, Reimagined, featuring Amy Lee of Evanescence. In Mourning, Echoes on Agonia Records. Ingested, Where Only Gods May Tread on Unique Leader Records. Excellent technical death metal. Into Eternity will re-release two of their classic albums, their self-titled and The Incurable Tragedy, both from M Theory Records. Camelot will release their deluxe live album Blu-ray DVD, I Am the Empire, live from the O13 on Napalm Records. North Kingsley will release their debut album, Volume 1. That album features Shavo from System of a Down. Nug, Alter Ego. Poppy will release a deluxe edition of her album I Disagree. The Awesome Primitive Man will release their epic Immersion album on Relapse Records. Titan to Tachyons will release Cactides. And Visceral Violation will release their album Carnival Cannibal from Horror, Pain, Gore, Death Productions.
And now a quick look at our mailbag. Stuff we got in the mail, records we pulled off the shelf, and other stuff we're using to keep ourselves entertained in this dumpster fire year of 2020. First off, I want to mention Necrot. We mentioned them at the top for our upcoming interview with them, and they sent me this badass postcard that is actually a playable record. The postcard plays at 33 RPM and has a brand new Necrot single on it. Great job by Necrot and their label Tank Crimes that put together this badass piece of merch. The Go-Go's, the 2020 documentary following the career of the Go-Go's, the seminal pop-punk band and pop band. Most people know them from their biggest hits of the early 80s, but before they were famous, they actually were an incredible punk band that played around the LA scene with many great punk bands of the day like Black Flag and The Germs. Definitely worth checking out. And last and not least, for our vinyl pick of the week, my prized possession, Sleep's Dopesmoker on double vinyl. I got this bad boy from Main Street Jukebox in Pennsylvania. Shout out to Charlie and Tom over at Main Street Jukebox. This vinyl is awesome. Of course, the seminal Stoner Doom Anthem album has Dopesmoker on the first three sides, A, B, and C, running at about an hour and 3 minutes. And then on side D, Holy Mountain and Sonic Titan live. Pretty incredible. I love this thing. Obviously, I haven't even opened it, but it's got a sacred place in my heart, along with my love for sleep and doom metal. That's it for this week's Weekly Ritual. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoy these programs, check out some more of our content right here. It's an impossibly tough year. Make sure you take care of yourselves, take care of each other. And remember, go to the polls in November and vote Biden and Harris.